at the core, when you break it down, if you, Craig, see an image of a car on fire, it will trigger an emotion in your mind. If you see an image of a dead baby, it will trigger an emotion. If you see a couple hugging each other on the beach at sunset, like, it will trigger an emotion. Every piece of stimulus that your brain receives triggers an emotion. We know this with movies, we know this with Hollywood, we know this with music, we know this with everything. For some reason, when it comes to news, nobody thought to sort of turn that spotlight on news and say, well, what's the emotional impact of the content that we read every day? And it's shocking because news feeds are everywhere. An average person consumes at least 6 hours of content every single day. None of it is measured for emotional impact, especially when it comes to news. And so we said, well, wait a minute. If news avoidance, meaning people that are avoiding the news, is at a historic level, it's almost 1 out of every 2 people no longer consumes news. When you ask them why, they say it's because it puts them in a bad mood. So we said, okay, let's figure this out. Let's figure out why it's putting people in a bad mood to begin with. What is it about the writing and the images and the words and the context and the relationship between them? And we set out to solve that problem very early so that we could understand how news feeds, and by extension, not just news, but all content, affects the user's brain.